The Great Glen Way is a multi-day hike through the Scottish Highlands, stretching between Fort William and Inverness, and it can be walked in either direction. We hiked it south to north over 5 days, staying overnight in Loch, Invergarry, Invermorton, and Drumnadrochit before finishing in Inverness. In this video, I'll take you through every place we stayed along the route and cover the good, the bad, and the hustle. Let's get started. For the night before our hike, we stayed at Victoria House, which is a B&B about a 6-minute ride from city center Fort William. We just checked into Victoria House here in Fort William, ready to kick off our hike tomorrow. Funny thing is, we got a cab from the Ben Nevis Cafe to the Victoria House, and we're like, oh, do you know where the Victoria House is? And the guy's like, yeah, I do. My mom runs the place. So how cool is that? Gotta love the small town feel of Fort William. You know you're in the Highlands when everything has a stag image on it, from the pillows to the lampstands and the lampshades. Looks like they have a great charging station here as well. Lots of USB-C, lots of USB-C ports. Didn't do the bed test yet, but nice soft sheets. Oh, like these. This is going to be a good night's sleep. Got some towels with little chocolates on them. Who doesn't love chocolate? Cute little hotel. A lot of amenities here for you. Got a Bosch coffee maker in here. Got some biscuits. Gotta love the biscuits. Wi-Fi, coffee and tea kettle. We are in the UK. And they give coffee machine instructions, which is great because sometimes I cannot make a cup of coffee. It's in the little fridge. No mini bar, and I was not expecting one, but they put a nice bottle of cold water in there for us, which is appreciated. Got a little TV up here. Not that we'll be doing too much TV viewing. Grateful to have a little couch to sit on as well. Take a quick tour of the bathroom. Got a single vanity sink right here. Gotta love a towel warmer as always. Truly appreciate it, especially when it is cold up here in Scotland. And we got some amenities by the Highland Soap Co. Got a nice mirror. Looks like it has some different lighting options. See if I can fire the, oh, I don't know what that is. That's a heater or what that is. Oh, there we go. Let there be light. And I turn the light off. Got a good sized shower. Got a little toilet. And that is the bathroom tour, my friends. So I open the closet to hang my coat. What do I find? 2 robes. And they look like really cushy ones too. How exciting is that? Totally not expecting this. The robe they've given me makes me feel very Rocky-ish. From the front of the house, you could literally see Ben Nevis. Victoria House is on a very quiet cul-de-sac outside of town. Very peaceful. We decided to take a step outside and explore the neighborhood. So we're going to walk over to this little family-run grocery store called Farm Foods and check it out and see what they got in here. Happy lying to us. They better have great food at amazing prices. That's all I got to say. Oh, they got lots of biscuits and chocolate. It's all you really need. Biscuits and chocolate. Once we started exploring the store, we learned that it was mostly frozen foods with a few breakfast items. The egg prices look great, very cheap compared to what you get back in the US. If you are staying here and you did bring a car, they have parking for 4 cars, which is great. As described on their website, it's a small and intimate house that is both child and pet friendly. Back in the room, it was time to settle down, get in our cushy robes, get ready for the next day. My wife thought I looked funny. Breakfast is served in their dining room. Every room is assigned to a specific table. It was a continental breakfast, which included pretty much everything you would expect. Bread, coffee and tea selection, cereals, yogurts. You could also order a hot item as well. My wife got the omelet. I got the eggs Benedict, which were perfectly cooked. It was a perfect meal to start off our hike. So our final thoughts on Victoria House. Things we liked about it. It was very comfortable. It was in a quiet neighborhood, really friendly staff. The only drawback was the location. If you don't have a car, it is a little outside of town, and it is a little far from where the Great Glen Way Trail actually starts. It's about an 8-pound cab ride there and an 8-pound cab ride back. Would we stay here again? Probably not. I think we'd try to stay a little closer to city center. The first night of the hike, we stayed at Tarendish house in Spean Bridge. Beautiful views from the house. The owners really make you feel like you're being welcomed into their home. This bed and breakfast has 3 guest rooms. Once again, we are lucky enough to get a room on the ground floor, which does make a big difference with your suitcases and your gear. Our bedroom happened to be through the breakfast room, so it was a little offset, which was really nice. This time, our room had 2 twin beds. We just checked into Tarendish house in Spean Bridge, Scotland. The sort of Airbnb owner, James, came and picked us up at Loch. So now we're at the house, getting settled in, give you a little room tour. So this house, Tarendish, has been around since the 17th century. The room we're in has quite a bit of history in it too. The gentleman who owned this house was a doctor. He was conscripted to be a surgeon in World War II. While he was called away, the house was taken over by Special Operations, and it was not the same house that he left it. So when he came back, they handed him a check, said sorry for their troubles. He said he never wanted to be a surgeon again, and he wanted to be a general practitioner. So behind that curtain is the doorway to this room. This was his office, and this was his medicine cabinet, which is now the closet. So great story. And some very modern touches in here. Cute little lampstand. Got the USB ports. Love the view from our window. Gorgeous trees here. Gorgeous little country setting we're in. Very peaceful out here. Appreciate that they have a little fridge for us. Not that we really have anything to put in here. Sort of a small village we're staying in. We'll probably buy some food at the Spar grocery store on our way back in from town tonight. Let's take a quick tour of the bathroom here. Got a sink. Boy, I'm betting that water is going to be cold when it comes into those taps. As we come in here, got a shower. Just a very functional and efficient bathroom area. They have their own tennis court here, which is really nice. Absolutely gorgeous. Tarendish house does not serve dinner. The only restaurant in town was completely booked, so we ended up going to Spar, where I grabbed a couple slices of pizza. Not bad. That, by the way, was an 18-minute walk each way. Heading back to Tarendish house after our little journey to the Spar grocery store. All is good. Looking forward to a good night's sleep here. As you can see, the house is in a remote area. If you finish day 1 of the hike like we did at Loch, you can arrange for the owners to come and pick you up, which is what we did. Otherwise, it's going to be a long walk. Not sure if that's up to code or not. So an interesting night's sleep here. This clock does make a ticking sound throughout the night. The bed, it's a little mushier than my normal liking. I mean, did get to sleep, obviously, but woke up a few times with a little odd leg cramp or side cramp, but I think they passed and we'll be good to go for the day. A little cooler in the room than I had imagined when we woke up. Breakfast is served between 8 and 9, and when you check in, they do ask you to select a time which you would like to have it. They hit cereal, fruits, juices, coffee, tea, and you can select an a la carte item from the menu as well. My wife and I both ordered eggs royale, which is eggs benedict with smoked salmon instead of ham, and they were perfectly cooked. Ready for day 2. Here's our final thoughts on Tarendish house. Absolutely beautiful grounds. The food was amazing. The owners were so friendly. What we didn't like about it was the beds in our room were a little soft and uncomfortable for our taste. And again, the location. It really wasn't close to the trail. It was a 20-minute walk to the village where your only food options were. Would we stay here again? If we had a car? Absolutely. If we were hiking the trail, we'd look for something a little closer. On the 3rd night, we were staying at the Invergarry Hotel, which is a 4-star hotel. And entrance, I imagine it is stood like this, pretty much intact for 140 years. If you're curious what the criteria is for a 4-star hotel, check out the video I did on the hotel rating system, link below. The hotel was very traditional, from the wood paneling to the tartan blue. If you do have luggage transfer service, this is where you will pick them up, and this is where you'll drop them off. You can tell that even though this hotel has been expanded and remodeled over the years, they've managed to keep a lot of the original charm. We found the hotel and the lobby to be very welcoming and cozy. One of the things we did not appreciate was that we were not on the ground floor, so after 17 miles of hiking, we had to carry our stuff up more than 2 floors, which was a lot. And as you can imagine, this building was built in 1885, so there is no elevator. And yes, those stairs are as steep as they look. I was happy I didn't topple over backwards. Finally, we made it to a room. The room was nice, but with the slanted ceilings, it did feel a little smaller to me. It had a nice, I think it was a queen-size bed, really good view of the river, which was very peaceful and soothing. You could open the window a little bit, sort of a tiny TV, not that you're coming here to watch the TV. We only had one mirror in here, which wasn't really that great when it wasn't clouded up. All right, for a 4-star hotel, I want a bigger mirror than that. This hotel actually had a bar and restaurant, which was nice. It was exciting to be looking forward to a proper dinner. My wife got the soup and fries. I got the lasagna, which came out cold, so I had to ask for it to be sent back, and then it was really good. The staff was lovely, and dinner came out to about 44 pounds for the both of us. Then it was time to call the night and head back up 2 flights of stairs. Wasn't a huge fan of the bed, just slept okay, funnily enough, for being a 4-star hotel. This is literally just 2 mattresses pushed together, and they were sort of lumpy. As with all our other accommodations, breakfast was included. Got a choice of coffee, tea, orange juice, 1 item from the menu. My wife got the eggs royale, which she said was amazing. I got the pancakes with the bacon, although it wasn't American-style bacon. They do have their own parking lot here, so if you drove, you're in good shape. Wrapping up our stay at the Invergarry Hotel in Invergarry. So it's a 4-star hotel. Everybody has their own definitions of what 4-star are. So wasn't a huge fan of the bed. It was 2 single beds sort of pushed together and sort of mushy and lumpy. And after you've hiked about 17 miles, you could use something a little firmer. Shower was a little rough too. It felt like you were sharing the hot water with other people. So if somebody else hit the hot or the cold, it could affect your water temperature. Pressure was really good. Did not enjoy the power outlets. They were low and on the walls, and they did have USB ports in them, but it sort of took a lot of finagling to get down and use these. And I think probably because this building was built in 1885, I get it, but just for a 4-star, did expect a little more. Our final thoughts on the Invergarry Hotel. We loved that it was a real hotel. They had an in-house restaurant and bar. The location was great, very close to where the trail ended. On the not-so-great side, bed was soft and not so large, and they had continual hot water issues. Would we stay here again? If we could get a room on a lower floor without the slanted ceilings, probably yes. These places are very big on their check-in time. We rang the buzzer a little early, and they're like, check-in is at 4. Maybe we can get you in a couple minutes earlier. So hopefully they can. And I guess it's hard because a lot of these places are sort of mom and pop run. So, you know, they got to clean up from everybody that was here the night before, get the rooms ready. And then you never know what time people will be coming in from the trail. So waiting to check in, we're going to get rained on here. How fun is that? This was the only place we stayed at on the hike that had a boot room. Boot room is a place to sit down, take off your dirty boots, store them with your poles, and they had a set of Crocs for everybody to change into before heading to the house. This was another really cute B&B with 4 rooms. Each one of the rooms is named after a local loch. We got the Oik room. They did offer dinner here. It was 22 pounds per person. We elected not to get that. We just bought some sandwiches from a little shop across the street. We just wanted to take a shower and get to bed. Literally got in this room in the nick of time and started raining just as we were sitting out there. Pretty view. The people who own this place do live here, so this is their private house, and just very, very nice, peaceful, and comfortable. Bed looks like a queen. Got your sort of Scottish plaid tartan. going on, if I use that verbiage correctly. All right, little coffee station, always appreciated. Oh, it looks like, I don't know what this is. We saw some people eating these on the train the other day. I think they're chocolate covered marshmallows. Got some crisps, coffee, tea, hot chocolate. They will all get devoured. Cute TV mounted on the wall. I have not seen a Blaupunkt in years. You know me, I always love a seating area in a room, so nice to have a couple chairs to sit on other than the bed. Love this little dresser that you can hang your coats, which are wet from the day, so appreciate that. I can totally see why they didn't want you bringing your boots or your poles in here. It would just muck up the walls and scuff them. The bathroom got sort of just a regular shower. Last couple nights it's been the half cylinder, so this is a change. Got a sink over here. There's me, tired from the road. A couple water glasses, some washcloths. Got your toilet in here with a little sunlight. Might not have seen the monster, but I am going to have some Loch Ness ice cream. Didn't know they made Belgian chocolate, but we'll see how it is. This ice cream is good. Loch Ness ice cream. Local brand. Loving it. Good Belgian chocolate flavor. The bed was a little mushy and small for my taste. Then it was time to head down for breakfast, which is served between 7:30 and 8:30, and you do have to place your order for what you want to eat the night before. The dining room was very cute. You are assigned to a table by your room. On that back wall is pretty much everything that you ordered the night before, from yogurts to juices, and then if you did order a hot item, it'll be served to you individually. I did get salmon and eggs, which I didn't think was that great. Now it was time to head back upstairs and pack and get ready for day 4 of the hike. The best part about staying here was the hike literally starts right behind those trees in the backyard. This is the backside of the Bracarina house where we stayed. That's our room up there with our cute little view. Our final thoughts on Bracarina House. On the positive side, it had a great location right near the trail. They had a wonderful shower. It was the best shower out of any place we stayed at. And they had a wonderful coffee and treats little amenities tray. Negatives, small mushy bed. Would we stay here again? Absolutely. This is the Drum Hotel in Drumnadrochit, which is the second real hotel we stayed at. It offers 29 rooms and free on-site parking for all guests. By the time we got there, our legs were really hurting. And of course, we had to climb 2 flights of stairs to get to our room. And unfortunately, our luggage had not been delivered yet, which meant we would not be able to take a shower and change into fresh clothes. The room was very spacious, but the bed seemed quite small for a queen. We got in just the nick of time. It just started raining really good outside. Very happy we made it to our hotel. Our luggage has not arrived yet. It's a cute room. Got the shaggy cow on the wall. We got a bed here. It looks not like a queen, but sort of like a enlarged twin. So that'll be interesting. Little seating area. Nightstand over here. Little closet. Place to put your luggage rack, little nook for your shoes. And then we got a little workstation as well. Looks like they have a little pull-out seating area, very nice. Full assortment of coffee and teas and kettle. We got a bathroom in here with a noisy fan. Hopefully the water pressure is really good. Tiny little vanity and toilet. Got some towelage going on, and there you have it. The Drumnadrochit Hotel in the heart of Nessieland. Really love this wallpaper in here. It is very representative of Scotland. You got stag and trees and squirrels and hare. Very representative. We decided to go down to the restaurant, grab a drink, and wait for our luggage. They have a cafe and a bistro which share the same space. They are open from 8 a.m. to 11 p.m. and they offer a wide selection of craft beers, lagers, gins, traditional whiskeys, and are proud of using local produce. The cafe has a nice selection of cakes and other desserts. good variety of soft drinks. Got some sandwiches, which were a little on the pricey side. Some local crafted beer. And coffee and tea prices seemed pretty standard for the area. Here's the Ness. Day 4.
So day 4. We did it! The bags are here. The bags are here.
Finally, we saw the van bringing our luggage.
Yeah!
The service we used was Loch Ness Hub and Travel. Once again, it was another mushy bed, a little on the small side. Believe it or not, it looked like it was going to be another rainy day in the Highlands, which we find absolutely beautiful. Then it was time to head down for breakfast, which again was included in our rate. Looked like the best thing on the menu, so I went full vegetarian breakfast today. We got the Scottish salmon and eggs. So the hotel we're staying at is very touristy. Like if you want to buy a sandwich here to take with you on the trail today, they start at £6 and go up to £12. When we stopped on the way into Drumnadrochit last night and stopped at the co-op, got some sandwiches there. They're about £3 each. So just be aware if you're sort of downtown Drumnadrochit, you're going to pay tourist prices. The hotel is right next to the Loch Ness Experience, which offers tours, immersive experiences, and you're right down the road from Nessieland. Everything in Drumnadrochit is Nessie related. They have Loch Ness beer, Nessie ice cream, Nessie dolls, and everything in between. So be prepared to be in the heart of Nessieland. So they say a picture is worth 1,000 words up here on Loch Ness. I'd say a picture is worth 1,000,000 words and millions of tourism dollars. Like if someone hadn't taken that picture of the Loch Ness Monster, none of this would exist. This would just be another Scottish town in the Highlands. So it's amazing how the sort of myth and legend of Loch Ness has just burgeoned this area for years and years and years. It is crazy. Our final thoughts on the Drumnadrochit Hotel. On the positive side, great location right in the heart of everything. It is a real hotel, meaning they have a restaurant and bar. Things we didn't like were the tourist prices, and that is because you are in the heart of everything. It had a small mushy bed, which seems to be the standard for B&Bs and hotels in the Highlands. Would we stay here again? We probably would. For the last night of the hike, we were going to be staying at the Kingsmills Hotel, which is a luxury hotel and spa, 4-star, just outside of Inverness, which has been around since the 1700s. We were very excited to stay here, although it turned out to be just a little bit of a disappointment. It was a really beautiful lobby. Our room was just a couple doors down from the check-in desk. At first glance, we were like, wow, so spacious, so excited to have a true king-size bed and a wonderful seating area. Just checked into the Kingsmills here in Inverness. Do a quick tour here. Little dresser closet. Got a safe in here. Luggage rack. Ironing board. Some hangers. Got this big sort of reception area here as well. Got a nice place to hang our clothes too, which is always great. Show you the main room. This looks like a true king bed, which will be appreciated after some tiny beds the last couple nights. So looking forward to that. Got a couch here, not full size, but a good sized couch. TV here. Beneath the TV, they have a little coffee station we pulled out of there, some Walker shortbread, coffee, tea, and amenities, and a kettle. Then over here, looks like we have a workspace, got some complimentary water, and some Lily O'Brien chocolates. They're a local chocolateria. I think they're from Ireland, to be honest, but that is nice. So apparently our view is just a car park, which is all right too. Look at this bathroom. So this is an accessible room. If you need assistance, they have a button at the wall. The door handle is lower on the front door as well, which is great. And then they do have this accessible shower with seating, sink, and toilet as well. They also have an emergency rope to pull, which I hope I won't pull by accident in the middle of the night, but it's great that they have that. So just nice to see all these features in a room here in Scotland. As you can see, I'm just a little too big for this bathroom. Having to bend this low every time I needed to use the sink was not ideal, but thankfully we were only staying here one night. The sink is either clogged up or really slow to drain as well. I just took a shower here, and I agree with my wife's assessment, more than a little disappointed by the shower here. Really never got hot and really not a good amount of pressure. So for as nice as this hotel is, a couple things could use improvement. The other thing with how this bathroom is set up, once this whole floor gets wet, it is all wet. So once one person showers, you're sort of in for a wet, sloshy time in the bathroom. Then it was time to explore a little bit. We went to check out the pool, the spa, and the gym, which are not only for hotel guests, but for anyone who has a membership. They had a little shop and seating area. It was a really nice size area for the pool and spa. Could use a little updating though. I did try out the jacuzzi later and it didn't get too warm. Then just down the hallway was the gym, which actually turned out to be more of just a cardio room. We went down to the whiskey bar, which offers drinks and small bites, and they've curated a collection of whiskey flight experiences, each with their own story to tell. They have an impressive collection of traditional single malt whiskeys, which they're very proud of. I've got some carrot cake to take to the room. Looks yumbo. The carrot cake was amazing, and it was a wonderful night's sleep as well. Very comfy, firm bed, lots of room. Time to head down for breakfast. They had a very large area set up for breakfast to accommodate the tourists, the golfers, the conferences that were going on. Included in our room rate was the breakfast buffet plus a hot item off the menu. Buffet was pretty standard. It was okay. Some pastries, assortment of hot items, traditional English breakfast, haggis down there at the end, a little cereal bar, cold bar, fruits, yogurts, meats, cheeses. My wife had a little coffee and a yogurt bowl. And I went with the eggs royale again, which was perfect. All right. I've been saying I'm going to try haggis for years now, so the day has finally come. Don't laugh in my face. Tastes like chewy charcoal, if I'm going to be honest. So I tried the haggis. It's all good. Thanks for watching. After breakfast, we went for a little walk. It was a beautiful day to explore the grounds of the hotel. They have all kinds of different rooms there. Some of them look like they have patios off of them, look more like little casitas, and with much better views than the one we had of the parking lot. I believe this set of rooms is called the Garden King, which has its own private entrance and patio. Getting ready to check out here at the Kingsmill in Inverness. They advertise it as a 4-star hotel, and it is very nice. I can see it's luxurious for this part of the country, although things are a little dated and could probably use a little refresh. The service here has been absolutely wonderful. The grounds are nice. Couple things. We did check in rather early yesterday, and we're grateful to get a room. As I mentioned, it's an accessible room, which is great. Glad they have these facilities here. Not what we requested, so I called to ask if we could get changed to another room, and they're like, sorry, we're fully booked, and basically hung up on me. And I'm like, all right, we're checking in at 2:30, and we saw tons of people check in after us throughout the day. So just wish they would have been a little more flexible about our room choice. That would have been great. The other thing is they do have a pool here, like what they call their spa or their leisure, their center of leisure, and you do have to pay £1.50 to get a towel, and I was like, if this is free for hotel guests, why do I have to pay £1.50 to get a towel? So a couple little quirky things like that that I would think for a 4-star hotel that you wouldn't have to deal with. So officially, the last day of the Great Glen Way ends at Inverness Castle. This hotel would be about an 18 to 27-minute walk past where you end. So that would be a long walk on top of what could be an 11-hour day. So keep that in mind. Maybe you want something a little more city center focused if you do the Great Glen Way. That being said, this is a beautiful hotel, beautiful location. So if you can make it here, it's a great way to finish your trip. And you can take a cab ride as well. We were going to do it on the way back, and we estimate it'll be probably about 7 to 10 pounds and probably take about 7 to 10 minutes to get to the train station. So just want to restate that this room is designed perfectly for what it is. But I guess my negatives are that we checked in at 2:30. This room cost $400 to $500 a night. The water was not hot. The pressure was not great. For me, the sinks were very low. The water pools in the bathroom and just is sort of creates an uncomfortable bathroom environment. And the fact that there were probably hundreds of people who checked in after us and we weren't able to switch rooms, we're sort of on, the not so great side for what I would call an expensive room at a 4-star hotel. Some of the positives: very spacious room, a very comfortable bed, especially compared to some of the places we've been staying in the Great Glen Way. This was a true king bed, not divided in the middle, so plenty of room to spread out, which was great, and literally got my best night's sleep here out of any place on the whole hike. So grateful for that. The breakfast as well was £17.50. It was included with our rate, and it was good. It was a nice buffet. I did get eggs royale, which was wonderfully done. So very excited about that. Good tea. My wife wasn't too happy about the coffee. She's Brazilian though, so she has a high standard, but it was a nice breakfast area and enjoyed that. Staff was absolutely great. So part of our experience on the Great Glen Way hike is for the day, we sort of carried day packs, what we needed for the day, food, any rain gear, anything like that. And then we had a luggage transfer service, take our bags from hotel to hotel. Somewhere along the way, the locks to our luggage got lost. And so my wife went down there and the staff was so nice. He was able to cut the locks off and really help us, and it wasn't that big a deal at all. So we were grateful that was not an inconvenience on our journey. Our final thoughts on the Kingsmills Hotel. Positives were: it was a beautiful property, manicured grounds and gardens. They have a golf course there. The staff was delightful, really enjoyed our interactions with them. And it was a really comfortable king-size bed, which we truly appreciated, the biggest and most comfortable one on the stay. The drawbacks for us were once again the location. It was a far walk from the end of the trail in Inverness city center. We also found it to be quite expensive for what it was, and we were really not impressed with the hot water. Would we stay here again? Probably not. Overall, we liked all the hotels we stayed at. Some of the nights we do wish they had been a little closer to where we ended the trail on that particular day. All the people who ran the hotels were very nice. The breakfasts were really good. The beds could all leave a little to be desired. They were either very short, very small, or very lumpy. So I'd love to see a bed improvement here in the Highlands. To arrange our trip, we did use a service called Pygmy Elephant, who we love. We used them a few years back when we did a hike called the Tour de Mont Blanc, and they were great, so we decided to go with them again. And as part of their service, and you do pay a premium for it, they do set up all your hotels, and they do set up your luggage transfers as well. So it's great in the sense that you really don't have anything to worry about, and they sort of give you, sort of a path to follow. Besides booking all your accommodations and arranging for your luggage transfers, Pygmy Elephant provides full support before and during your hike. Before the hike, they'll send you weekly emails to help you prepare. They'll give you a handbook containing all the information you need, from emergency and safety information to daily itineraries, elevation profiles, and maps, which are available both in print and digital formats, along with GPX files for each day's route, plus 1 year of Gaia GPS membership, which is an app where you can upload the GPX files to have offline access to your daily routes. They also provide 24/7 support during the hike. For more details, check out the link in the description. This marks the end of our hiking experience, but the adventure continues. Stay tuned. Dogs welcome with well-behaved owners. All right, got scotch whiskey, got some Lush bath bombs, heading to the train station. We're all good to go. Working on the sample quality control.